satsang. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. We will start with Jai Radha Madhav. Mridanga. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Madhava, Radha Madhava Radhe. Jaya Radha Shyam Sundar, Radha Shyam Sundar Radhe. Jaya Radha Bharaneshwar, Radha Bharaneshwar Radhe. Jaya Krishna Balaram, Jaya Krishna Balaram, Jaya Krishna Balaram, Jaya Vrindavana Dham. Jaya Jagannatha, Jaya Jagannatha, Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra Mai. Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra Mai. Jaya Gaura Nitai, Jaya Gaura Nitai, Jaya Gaura Nitai, Jaya Gaura Nitai. Jaya Narasimha Deva, Jaya Narasimha Deva, Jaya Narasimha Deva, Jaya Narasimha Deva. Narasimha Deva, Jaya Narasimha. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Jayam Vishnupad Paramhansa Parivakacharya Ashtotar Sadat Shri Srimad His Divine Grace Sabhai Charanarvinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki, Anant Koti Vaishnavrind ki, Namachar Srila Haridas Thakur ki, प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरगोवर्धन की जय। वृंदावन धाम की जय, मायापुर धाम की जय, गंगा मैया की जय, यमुना मैया की जय, तुलसी देवी की जय, भक्ति देवी की जय, अनंत कोटि वैष्णववृंद की जय। श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय, ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, इस्कॉन वर्तमान गुरु वृंद की जय, गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि। ऑल ग्लोरीज टू assemble devotees, all glories to assemble devotees, all glories to assemble devotees, all glories and glories and glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada ki jai. हरे कृष्णा। हाथ जोड़ के मेरे पीछे पीछे बोलिए, भगवान को ध्यान करते हुए। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं Tato jayamudiraye nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naishtaki krishnaya vasudevaya devaki nandanaya cha nanda gopa kumaraya govindaya namo namaha govindaya namo namaha govindaya namo namaha. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Firstly, I will like to offer my respectful obeisances unto all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord. They are just like the desire tree and can fulfill all the desires of everyone, and they can all are full of compassion of the fallen souls, conditioned souls. Vancha kalpatarubhasya kripa sindhubheva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Hare Krishna. All are welcome to today's class. Please bless me that I will fulfill the management's request of doing some little seva, whatever is possible. Hare Krishna. So, as you all know, that on this auspicious week of Sri Krishna Janmashtami celebrations, we have been doing, we are very fortunate to be in Balram Desh to have this 1 week celebration of Janmashtami. I don't think anywhere else is being celebrated for 1 whole week. We are very, very fortunate to be here. And we have gathered here not only to celebrate this divine appearance of Lord Sri Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but also to deepen our understanding of His unlimited opulences. Unlimited opulences. So let us explore today how Krishna is the origin, the reservoir and distributor of the knowledge, and how we can apply that in our daily life. Day to day we are struggling, every day we are struggling. Something or the other is coming in our decision making. Our spiritual growth is not happening. Krishna has given everything in the Bhagavad Gita. We have to just go through that in a proper pattern, under the guidance of Guru Maharaj, under the guidance of spiritual master, and try to understand that. Hare Krishna. Krishna's opulences. Importance of understanding Krishna's opulences. Why we are studying Krishna's opulences? We should sit back and think why we are doing these classes of understanding the opulences of Krishna. We have always been hearing there are 6 opulences of Krishna, but why we are trying to understand that? We should understand that first. Understanding Krishna's divine opulences leads naturally to devotion. It gives a natural devotion to us. If you have read the Bhagavad Gita preface, Prabhupada says, our Krishna Consciousness movement is genuine, historically, authorized, naturally, and transcendental due to its being based on Bhagavad Gita itself. Bhagavad Gita as it is. It is natural. You know how natural it is? We will just read, it's natural, but we have to sit and think a little deep. What does it mean by natural? There's an analogy for that. Just like a mango ripens naturally in the tree, it becomes juicy, it becomes, nourishing without any artificial process. Similarly, Krishna consciousness matures naturally inside our heart when we start reading Bhagavad Gita as it is by Srila Prabhupada. So it is so important. So once we start reading it scrutinizingly, then this Krishna consciousness starts developing within our heart. And when we study about opulences of Krishna, this devotion will flourish. Unless one is firmly convinced of the different opulences of the Supreme Lord, he cannot engage in the devotional service. So it is, if we think that without reading Bhagavad Gita, I will just do devotional service, it's not possible. That is what we are going to study. Knowledge is so important that without this knowledge, your devotion will not come. So you have to have this knowledge. And when one factually knows the opulences of the Supreme Lord, one willingly surrenders unto Him. Willingly surrenders. So there is an example or an analogy. A sailor who knows for certain where the North Star is will confidently steer his ship, no matter how is the storm or whatever it is. He is certain because he knows where is the North Star, where he has to go. He knows that. Similarly, when we are firm, convinced, our conviction is strong after getting this knowledge, then what happens? We navigate our life challenges without any hesitation. We'll straight, and what is our goal? Surrender unto Krishna. So when that surrender will come, once we understand what is the opulences of Lord Shri Krishna. So now let's start understanding. So this is the devotion. This is through how devotionally we have to start our bhakti. Today we'll focus on one of the Lord's 6 opulences described in the scriptures as jnana, or knowledge. Imagine you are sitting in a complete dark room, for example. You switch off all the lights here. Okay? What will happen? What will happen? It's pitch dark. You don't know anything. What will happen? You will feel very anxious. You will start, move around, but you will fall down or something will happen. You will not know what is happening actually. But suddenly when the light is on, what happens? How you feel? You know what is where, what is happening. Everything around you will start understanding it. Similarly, what happens? Exactly what knowledge does is this. It switches on the lights of the darkness of the ignorance. So when you get this knowledge, your darkness of ignorance is vanquished. And that is what the darkness of ignorance goes off. And that is the highest light and the brightest of all is the knowledge that comes from Krishna himself. So that is what we should understand. But unlike the light, this bulb, after some days the bulb will go, switch off and you will bring a new bulb, So we should not think that Bhagavad Gita's knowledge, what Krishna is giving us, it's like that. One day it will go off. No. This is why it is like that? Because Krishna's knowledge is eternal. Eternal like a Surya, sun. Like the sun. Sun rises every day without losing its power. Every day it comes out without losing its power. Krishna's knowledge is similarly, it never diminishes. It never diminishes. And it's unlimited like the ocean. Why it is unlimited like the ocean? An ocean, you can get water from that, you can get pearls from that, you can get corals from that. Whatever you take from that, what happens? Endlessly you will take. But it never, the volume does not reduce from the ocean. It always remains the same. We never sit and think about it. No, these analogies help us to understand what the knowledge is. Similarly, no matter how many sages, yogis, devotees try to understand this Krishna's knowledge, it never runs out. It never runs out. It is always there with us. And the last, why Krishna's knowledge is so enlightening, it is ever fresh like flowing river. What is the analogy of the flowing river? Always brings fresh water. You can stand next to the bank every day, but you will see every day there is a new fresh water coming in. How it is happening? Similarly, the Bhagavad Gita repeatedly, Krishna's words give you new insights every time. His knowledge never stales. His knowledge never stales. It's ever fresh. So these things we should understand. And then it is not only helps us to navigate this temporary world, but also reconnects our eternal identity. Eternal identity. Sorry. So reads Bhagavad Gita श्लोका 10.10. साथ में बोलिए सब लोग. तेसाम सतत युक्तानाम, साथ में, भजतम कीर्तिपूर्वकम Dadami buddha yogatam yena mam upayantate. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. To those who are constantly devoted to serving me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. So here, Buddhi Yoga is touching about the Buddhi Yoga. Here means the spiritual intelligence, the guidance given by Krishna himself in the heart as a super soul to help a sincere devotee. So we always sit and think why that intelligence is not coming to us, why it's not coming to us, why? Because we are not sincere. Once we become sincere, that intelligence will develop in our heart. You know, how it works, a sincere devotee desires only to please Krishna. Only to please Krishna. Krishna reciprocates by arranging the situation, arranging the inspiration, arranging the realization. But only Krishna satisfying is very difficult, no? We have a lot of other duties, responsibilities. You have to satisfy your husband, your wife, you have to satisfy your children, you have to satisfy your boss. How it is possible to satisfy everyone? And Krishna also. Or only Krishna, nobody else. That's why we have to learn Bhagavad Gita to understand how you can balance the both. Krishna teaches that. And intelligence is not just the book knowledge. It is a divine guidance that appears in the mind, heart and circumstances. It's a divine knowledge. You can read, but the application matters. Whatever we read, we have to apply in our life. Then only that realization will come. Prabhupada emphasizes this. Prabhupada often explains that Krishna is within your heart. If you are sincere, he will give you the intelligence to make the decision or make the progress. But however, it also says, if you are insincere, Krishna will give you enough intelligence to fulfill all your material desires. But that will lead to away from him. So you will keep fulfilling your material desires on one hand, and you will go away from Krishna. So you have to sit and think what you have to do. You can do both also. So once you start, be sincere, Krishna will automatically give you what you want. You don't have to worry about the Lakshmi or your position, power, whatever. It comes. What is the practical takeaway from this? Consistent devotional service opens the channel for Krishna's direct guidance. So you have to do consistent devotional service. You cannot think that today we will do, tomorrow we'll take a break. You know, today I'll do this other activities, not Krishna conscious activities. Okay, you can do it because you have children, so you have to satisfy their needs. But you know, in that consciousness you should do. You know, that consciousness matters. Never underestimate small acts of devotion done with love. They invite divine intelligence in our lives. Even small do you service that will help you to go a little further. And chant sincerely, hear sincerely and serve sincerely. The rest will be guided by him within yourself. So sincere efforts you have to do in everything what you are doing. Then only that knowledge will imbibe in your heart. Next shloka, Bhagavad Gita 10.11. अभी साथ में बोलेंगे, अलग अलग नहीं बोलेंगे, साथ में बोलेंगे. बोलिए. तेषाम एवानकं पार्था अहम ज्ञानम जमतामम नाशयन्तात्मभावनस्तो ज्ञानम दीपेन भास्वता. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. To show them special mercy, I dwelling in their hearts, destroy with the shining lamp of knowledge the darkness born of ignorance. Due to the contamination of the material association through many, many millions of births, one's heart is always covered with the dust of materialism. But when one engages in the devotional service and constantly chants the Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, the dust quickly cleans and one is elevated to the platform of pure knowledge. So special mercy is required. Krishna personally guides his devotees, and in the heart present the Paramatma, the inner guide, you know, he guides us. When you chant sincerely, the Krishna as a Paramatma will start guiding you. And he will throw special mercy. And dwelling in the hearts destroys with the shining lamp of the knowledge. What is the qualification we get because of this? Give to those who serve with love. And the result is clear vision of the truth and deeper love for Krishna. So what will happen with this? By chanting the Hare Krishna, the dust quickly clears and one is elevated to the platform of the pure knowledge which we are talking about. Krishna's knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. 9.2 Rajavidya Rajagoyam Pavitram Idam Uttamam Pratyaksham Avagam Dhamyam Susukam Kartum Avyayam. This knowledge is the king of education, the most secret of all secrets. It is the purest knowledge, and because it gives direct perception of the self by realization, it is the perfection of the religion. It is everlasting and is joyfully performed. Now we'll see all the Prabhupada's point which he has given very nicely in this. Rajavidya, the essence of all the knowledge that can be derived from the study of the Vedas and different kinds of philosophy. First Krishna says, this is the king of the knowledge. Why it is king of the knowledge? There are so many subjects we study. Academically we study so many subjects like science, history, economics, all that, But all of them deals with what? Temporary body and temporary world. But this knowledge what Krishna is giving deals with the eternal soul and eternal relationship with Krishna. Therefore it is the supreme among all the learnings. Why? Because it teaches about eternal soul and eternal relationship with Krishna, and which we have forgotten. In previous shloka we saw about many millions of births we have forgotten him. We are so fortunate to come into this association that we are able to revive this. There are so many unfortunate souls which are outside which didn't know anything about this knowledge about what Krishna is giving. So we should think that we are so fortunate to be here in this temple listening to classes every day. We should take the advantage of this, go back and read Bhagavad Gita. Not that only come to class and hear Bhagavad Gita. We have to go back and every day read Bhagavad Gita. We'll see that in next future slides. Second what Prabhupada says, Rajaguhyam, it is the most confidential, because confidential or transcendental knowledge involves understanding the difference between the soul and the body, which we have been learning from day one in ISKCON. Difference between body and soul. But still I am trying to actually realize the difference. Still, I am still not realized, to be frank. We are still reading it, but it's very difficult to understand the difference. You know that soul is there, but to actually come into the consciousness and differentiate between the soul and body, it's very difficult. That's why we need the mercy of Guru and Gauranga. With that mercy only a day will come when we'll understand this. That's why we should have always the association of devotees. Second what he says, it is the most confidential, not because Krishna is hiding it from us. Why he says confidential? Most confidential. Why he says? Is it hiding it from us? It is not. It is open. Bhagavad Gita we are distributing everybody. But still it is not, says as confidential. Why is that? Anybody can say? Because everybody is not interested. Nobody is interested. Very little people are interested in this. Even if we are interested, it's difficult to understand also sometimes. At least we are interested. So just like a priceless jewel, not everyone values it. So it is kept safe for those who are truly understanding its worth. It is kept as a jewel. We have to explore that jewel and take it. And third, Prabhupada says in this purport, purifying potency of the devotional service is very strong. And it is called the Pavitram Uttamam, the purest. This is the purest knowledge. By hearing and applying it, our heart becomes clean. Clean of what? We try to clean our heart every day by chanting. Contamination of envy, greed, anger, all this should go out. Selfishness, pride, all these things should go. Then only we'll become a devotee. If we cannot call ourselves a devotee, if we have a tinge of all these things, we cannot call ourselves devotees. Fourth, if one is engaged simply in the acts of the devotional service, everything is revealed to him automatically and he can understand. This is called the pratyaksha, directly perceived. So here Prabhupada is saying that directly experience, this is not a theory. If you chant Hare Krishna, associate with devotees and serve the Lord, you will feel the difference within yourself. That's why you say, if you call a devotee, please come to temple, aiye, mandir mein aiye, dekhiye. So we always say, come and experience yourself. This is not thing which I can serve it in your plate and you can enjoy it. No, you have to come, experience, relish within your heart. Then you will understand what we are talking about. And for that you have to follow a process which Prabhupada has given, which everyone is trying to follow here. But we have to sincerely follow to experience that. What happens usually, if new person comes, he will do all his activities, but sincerity is not there. But when sincerity comes, then the realization starts coming in. The highest goal of all religion is devotional service, as stated in the Srimad Bhagavatam, Savai puncha paro dharma yator bhakte adhokshaje. Religious people generally do not know that the highest perfection of the religion is the attainment of devotional service. The process of devotional service is very happy one, susukham. Why? The devotional service consists of Shranam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, so on. So one can simply hear the chanting of the glories of the Lord, So finally it is joyful performance and never lost. We are always joyful. If you do this sincerely, you will feel that joy and never it is lost. Material attachments will vanquish one day. When the body is gone, the material attachments, material things, what you have, everything will go. You will not take anything. You will leave everything in this world. But Krishna says devotional service is the only thing which you will carry with you in your next life. Lifetime after lifetime you can carry. Whatever 10% also you have done, you will take it with you. You will not leave it here. It's like a king hidden treasure vault. Many people work in the kingdom of kings. Many people will work in the king's kingdom. What happens is, but only a most trusted servant will get the keys of the treasure. Nobody else will get. Correct, no? Only the trusted guy will get. So similarly, Krishna gives the key of this treasure to whom? To those who approach him very sincerely. And once you get this treasure, no thief can steal it. It is always with you. Nobody can take away. And it only increases the value. It will never decrease. So in other words, you have to become sincere devotee. What is true knowledge? We have been talking about the knowledge. What is the true knowledge we will see. Krishna is not just referring to the academic knowledge or degrees. What he is referring to, it's not about the science, art and this. We just saw that. A person may have many degrees, but still he will be empty inside, He will be always empty inside. Why? Because the soul is not getting the satisfaction is required by your material learning. So, true knowledge is self-realization. Self-realization means what? I am not this body, I am the eternal soul. If someone forgets who they are in the real life and all their decisions become misguided, and the same happens when we forget our spiritual identity. So, you have to remember that I am not this body, I am this eternal soul. Krishna is our eternal servant. This world is temporary. We are not independent. We are eternally Krishna's servant. Jiver Sarupa Hoy, Krishner Nityadas. What is the analogy? Analogy is this: fish. Fish is happy only in the water, right? If you remove the fish out of the water, he will never be happy. Similarly, our situation is same like this. Unless we develop our relationship with Krishna, and we start watering our soul, otherwise it is very difficult to be happy. So we have to always water our soul with chanting of the Hare Krishna. So goal is not liberation from suffering, but awaken out the love of Krishna. Okay. So what is our goal of knowing this, understanding this knowledge? What is the goal of understanding this knowledge, what Krishna is telling us? Krishna says that you surrender unto me and I will deliver you. So our objective should be surrender, what we saw in the first slide. That objective is we should surrender us to Krishna. And we can surrender when we understand the opulences of the Krishna. So now we are understanding the opulences of Krishna, knowledge opulences. Devotional service is the purpose of our life. So what is the difference between material and spiritual knowledge? We'll see here. Material knowledge based on the sense perceptions. And what is spiritual knowledge? Based on the Shastra and Guru. Based on sense perception. So whatever we do, material knowledge, or we acquire degree, anything and all that, what is the objective behind that? We will earn something. We'll earn money. We'll earn position, all that. It's all material. That is required. We are not saying that it is not required. It is definitely required. But that is material knowledge. Spiritual knowledge is based on Shastras and Guru. Material knowledge will change with time. Now you have seen, in 2-3 years AI has come in. Before AI was not there. 10 years back, nobody know what is AI. It is changing. Your knowledge material is changing every time. But spiritual knowledge is eternal, unchanging. It will always remain same. Bhagavad Gita will never change. The slokas will never change. The message is always the same. But still it's difficult to understand. Material knowledge, same books we will read. We can mug up, we will understand. And write down the exam. But spiritual knowledge, even after reading so many times, when we read a new same sloka again, something new will come into your mind. That is why it is ever refreshing reading Bhagavad Gita. And material knowledge often inflates the ego, and cultivates, spiritual knowledge cultivates humility. And material knowledge leads to temporary success, and spiritual knowledge leads to eternal liberation. A scientist may know the speed of the light, but he may not know the purpose of the life. So you have scientists, they know everything, this, that, how this universe moves, and this, that, and science, medical science, everything they know. But the purpose of life only will not be known by them. But a devotee, maybe materially he is very simple, but he knows, spiritually he is very wise. That is the difference of having this knowledge. Now Krishna gives knowledge to us. How he gives, we will see. Sloka number 15.15. Sarvasya chaham hridivashtisan saram jnana apohanam cha vedesya cha veyahameva vedyo vedanta kritveda videha chaham. I am seated in everyone's heart, and from me comes remembrance, knowledge and forgetfulness. By all the Vedas I am to be known. Indeed, I am the compiler of the Vedanta, and I am the knower of the Vedas. Krishna is sitting, is Chaitya Guru, we call him Chaitya Guru. He is sitting inside, inner Guru, inner guide as a Paramatma, So he guides us. He guides us from within, just like a GPS. GPS, right? GPS and navigation. So imagine Krishna is GPS and your devotional service is internet connection. So what will happen? If the connection is weak, how it becomes weak connection? Irregular chanting, creating offenses against devotees, irregular services. What will happen? The connection will be lost. The guidance will not be updated. Krishna's GPS will not work. There is no connection then. So if the connection is strong, constantly loving services, constantly chanting, no offenses against the devotees, what will happen? You will get a full connection with Krishna. And then it will help you to turn and he will give you the instructions where to go and not. Okay. And then we can reach our destinations. So constant loving service and chanting and no offenses is very important, so that we can connect with Krishna and reach our destination. Our decision will be poor and we'll forget Krishna and confusion grows. So we have to revive that connection with our Paramatma. So what happens is, when we do this regular services, regular chanting, we will get that inner Krishna will, he says, Krishna will give that remembrance, Krishna will give that forgetfulness, Krishna will give that knowledge. He's telling in this sloka. So we have to have that trust within him. If you don't have trust in him, you will not chant. You have to have that trust, conviction that he is there, he will help me. That conviction you should have. Without that conviction, it will not, that faith will not come in. You have to have that. What is the real life application? How to invite Krishna's guidance in our life? We will see that. Today's world, we face what? We have career decisions, very difficult decisions. What we will do? After 12th, what he will do? What my son will do? He will go to college, which college? Engineering or chemical engineering or aeronautics engineering or what not. We have hundreds of courses to do. We have a lot of confusion in that career decision. Family conflicts. It is very usual. And stress and anxiety and temptations. Phone. Temptations. Unknowingly we will sit with the phone and start scrolling it. It happens. By mistake, if you know, after 5 minutes you will come to know, oh, I am doing this mistake. You will not realize it. You are seeing a devotional video and suddenly you will go to the another video. It happens. I am talking about myself. I'm not talking about others. It happens. And then you come back and realize, oh, this is something wrong which I am doing. You have to concentrate on devotional videos. All this stress is coming in us. So how Krishna helps to give this knowledge? Simple daily practice to access his guidance. What we have to do every day? Chant sincerely. Clear the heart and connect to us to Paramatma. Every day you have to do chanting nicely. Then you will get that connection. Read Bhagavad Gita daily. At least one verse you have to read Bhagavad Gita. So that have a connection with the Lord and his knowledge. Associate with devotees. Ask Krishna for guidance before making any decisions. This we always forget. Always we forget this. We think our decision maine le liya. Krishna dekh lega. No, we have to go and tell Krishna, Krishna, I am taking this decision. Please help me. You don't have power to take any decisions. Even if you take decisions, something wrong happens, okay. Krishna wants that to happen with you. That understanding we should have. So you have to always go and Krishna and pray. Please, Krishna, help me to make the right decisions. Krishna, I don't know what's the best. Please guide me. We have to always go and tell Krishna, please guide me. Take shelter of Guru and Vaishnava. Krishna speaks through them. So when you are difficulty, it doesn't mean that you have to go and Krishna and tell. You have to go to the Vaishnavas and Guru also. Krishna is speaking through them. So you have to go, your closest devotee who are close to you, a pure devotee who is close to you. You should go and ask him advices. Krishna will speak through him. You should not be afraid of disclosing. You have to be very open-hearted for all this. If you are not open-hearted, this cannot be done by the devotees. You have to be very open-hearted for this. And story of Arjuna, which we are going to see now in the drama. So what happens? He is overwhelmed and confused and ready to give up the fight. And then Krishna will give him the knowledge. And then he will surrender. That is the divine instruction which Krishna gives. And his illusion is vanquished. Practical example. There was a humble farmer, a farmer in Gujarat. He used to read every day one Bhagavad Gita verse. Every day. He never went to school and all. But he used to dedicatedly read Bhagavad Gita every day. and practice the spirituality. When his son became a software engineer, he went to Canada and he lost all the meaning of life. All the meaning of life. Then it was his father, with his simple Gita wisdom, he gave him the clarity. So, unless you don't have the spiritual wisdom, you cannot give a clarity to a person who is confused. A confused person cannot give clarity to another confused person, right? So your confusion has to be clarified by a spiritual knowledge, which is given in Bhagavad Gita. Knowledge is not about how much we read, it's about how much we apply. That is what that farmer applied that knowledge and told him what is to be done. Example 2, working devotee in office. How can Krishna Opulence's knowledge help? Take out some time in the morning, read Bhagavad Gita, chant attentively. You will feel Krishna presence guiding you. You will be more peaceful, focused and detached from anxiety. Remember, the more we align with Krishna, the clearer our mind becomes. So when was the time Krishna guided you through the confusion? Anybody? You have any example where you can share that here? What decisions you like to surrender to Krishna? It's difficult, no? Because we never think Krishna helps us. We think that we are only doing our own thing. That is why every day we have to think that Krishna, please help me. That is what we have to pray every day, that Krishna, please guide me in my everything what I am doing, please guide me. Then immediately when we ask, we can tell, today I did this, because of Krishna's mercy I was able to finish it. Without Krishna mercy nothing happens. Not even a blade of grass moves without Krishna's sanctions. So what is the takeaway message? Krishna is the source of all the knowledge, from solving the worldly problems to attaining the spiritual perfection. When we sincerely seek him, he guides us from within and without. Janmashtami is not only about the festival, celebration of festival, it's a chance to invite Krishna's wisdom in our daily life. How to apply from tomorrow? Read 1 or 2 verses from Bhagavad Gita daily, okay? How we can do that? We have to be humble to do that. Without humbleness, we cannot do that. Maharaj was telling in the japa session course that we have to be very simple. We have lost our simplicity. Getting up in the morning and chanting is a very simple affair. But we have forgotten that simplicity. Why? Because we have lost our simplicity. I was hearing his another lecture. Now, I don't think he has told in this class, but he has told in another YouTube class I was seeing. So we should not lose our simplicity. Getting up in the morning and doing chanting is a very simple thing, but we are not able to do that. So he says we should not lose this simplicity. If we lose this simplicity, then we cannot do anything. Chant regularly rounds and 1 extra round as an offering to your intellect to Krishna. This is what we have to do. And we have to tell, dear Krishna, please guide my thoughts, words, actions today so that I may please you and serve others in a way you desire. Protect me from the forgetfulness of you and help me see your hand in everything that happens. So we have to see his hand in everything. So we were discussing, somewhere I heard about this, that somebody asked him that you have been praying to the Lord, this, that, you have doing so much of spirituality. Have you ever seen God? So he said that I have not seen God, but I have seen his hand in everything what I do. So you don't necessarily see God, but you can always see his hand in everything what you do in your life. Correct? भगवान का हाथ हर चीज में है हमारे जिंदगी में. जो भी हम हो रहा है उन्हीं के वजह से हो रहा है. बुरा हो जाता है तो हम भूल जाते हैं भगवान को. अच्छा होता है तो भी भूल जाते हैं. इतना खुशी हो जाते हैं कि भगवान को भूल जाते हैं. बट हमें भगवान को खुशी और दुख दोनों में याद करना चाहिए. So Janmashtami offering. So on divine night of 16th August, what we will do? Offer our intellect and ego to the Krishna. How we can do that? Apply intelligence for service. Whether it is organized temple events or managing work ethics ethically or study Shastra, do it with the intention to please Krishna. You know? Then the ego will go and intelligence will start working. Avoid speculation. Replace the false ego. I am not this body, I am the soul. I am the enjoyer. You should not see that I am the enjoyer. I am the eternal servant of Krishna. This is what we have to think about. Invite the divine knowledge in your heart and let's pray now before closing. Oh Krishna, say, Oh Krishna, please bless us with the true knowledge to know you, to love you, to remember you at every step of life. On the divine night of Janmashtami, let's take one small but sincere step closer to the source of all knowledge, Shri Krishna. Hare Krishna. I would like to sincerely thank temple management to give this opportunity to engage this in auspicious seva. And I beg forgiveness for assembled devotees if I have spoken anything which is not as per the Prabhupada, as per Srila Prabhupada or Shastra. I humbly request temple management, all my Shiksha Gurus, to please correct me so that I can purify myself and does not repeat any such mistakes. Hare Krishna. Let's chant Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna.